So welcome back to Central Florida. Welcome to Live Oak for the Longines FEI World Cup Jumping North American League show this weekend. Our second class today is the first of the Longines ranking classes at this three-star World Cup show, the Savaro Coolers, one round table A against the clock. We've got 47 starters this time around. We've had a win already for France's Adam Prudhomme in the opening two-phase class, and Adam will be in early in this competition with Vasco. But we start with Colombia. Juan Manuel Gallego with Stal Tyson's Kulash van den Broek. "86 seconds, the time allowed over this one round of jumping. We'll see how Juan Manuel sets the standard. Second place in the last class came from very early in the draw. So this curving line over on the far side of the arena coming in as fences 1 and 2 this time. Over the wall for 3, now turned back to the white at 4AB. Coming down this line now, 6 to 7. Jumping the second part of the double at 45 seconds. Up the Live Oak line, fences 8 and 9. Now he has 10, and then a loop back to 11. You just see in the background of the shot there, the planks. And pushing on home towards the finisher over the Longines North American League fence. Juan Manuel Gallego stops the clock. 78.99 gives us our first clear round, but more importantly, a time to beat of 78.99. Setting the early standard, our Colombian #1 in the ring, Juan Manuel Gallego and Kulash van den Broek. And Juan Manuel, as I say, jumped that double at 7AB, coming out and landing at 45 seconds. So jumping now in the rankings class, Andre Thieme with Contendrix. The German rider, twice a winner of $1 million classes in the United States. We're in a number of Nations Cup teams for Germany as well. Contendrix, 12-year-old by Contendro. So coming up on our time check, looking a good bit faster than our #1 in the ring. Andre Thieme hits the ground at 40 seconds there at our time check fence. So coming up to the final line, still clear for Andre Thieme. One French winner today. Germany putting themselves to the head of affairs, clear in 68.04. Andre Thieme taking over the lead with Contendrix, the #2 in the ring. We move to #4 on the start list. Next up, Adam Prudhomme, the winner of the last class, will move down the order a little bit. So we go to El Salvador for para Sergio Mateo Santana Filho with Talibé. Talibé by Balibé de Rue out of a Kidam de Revel mare. Jumped very well on the Nations Cup team for El Salvador last week. El Salvador, one of 4 nations chasing Barcelona qualification out of the North and Central America and Caribbean League of the Furicia FEI Nations Cup Series. Ocala jumped at the 2014 World Cup qualifiers at Washington, the National Horse Show, and the Pennsylvania National, a former winner of the Wellington World Cup qualifier. He's already been jumping meter 50, meter 60 classes successfully at the 2016 Winter Equestrian Festival down in southern Florida. It's meter 50, one round table A, Longines ranking class. Taliban making easy work of that first double coming up on the course at 4A, 4B. Tiny bit slower than Andre Thema to this point, 41 seconds hitting the ground out of that double. That fence coming on that line dropped a couple of times in the 2 phase earlier on. Jumps the Longines plank, swings back. Our first one going to bring home jumping penalties in this meter 50 class, sponsored by Savaro Coolers. $35,000 the prize pot. And it's 4 faults in 71.89 for the El Salvadorian rider. So into third on that 4 fault round, 71.89, Andre Thema and Contendrix leading for Germany at the moment. But very, very early days in this Savaro 1 round competition against the clock. Wesley Newlands is in the ring next for Canada with Weslands Farms. Evita van der Veldberle. Evita van der Veldberle by Vander van der Mispleer out of a Clinton mare. And we saw Wesley jump at the World Cup qualifier at the Wellington Master Show, a new qualifier this year, just a couple of weeks ago. Wesley also jumped in the 2-star tour, had a number of shows last year in Europe, including taking a 2-star win at the Longines Global Champions Tour of Vienna. Again, you just see how that little bit of planting and decoration means they've got to make a choice about their departure from the second fence. Of course, those who really want to challenge against the time will jump the second, cut inside that decoration on their way to the third. But there will be a mixed bag of competitors here as well, those who are going to take a cut against the clock, but also those who are just looking for a steady first round competition. So 43 seconds hitting the ground, but carrying 4 faults already. Wesley Newlands and Evita van der Veldberle for Canada. Good turn back now towards the final line from the Longines planks. 68.04 is our fastest at the moment. Canada's Wesley Newlands with 4 faults and a time of 72.91. Slots in behind Paulo Sergio Mateo Santana Filho of El Salvador, going into 4th place at the moment on 72.91 seconds with 4 jumping faults. Two in a row for Canada. It's Nicole Walker now. Nicole, who had some 2-star wins in Europe herself, a 2-star win at that Longines Global Champions Tour at Vienna alongside Wesley Newlands, and also a win at the Longines Athena and Asses Horse Show in Saint-Tropez. And Nicole took 2 top 5 finishes here last year out of the 4 international jumping competitions at Live Oak. Good pace there, just landing over the second, moving up. Horse is just having to work that little bit more over this meter 50 track against the meter 40 we had for the two-face, but you know, serious World Cup competitors out there, they're still finding it great jumping off this superb grass surface here at Live Oak as well. That same turn we had coming in, and this is a fast round, just about 40-41 seconds, but again, a little bit too much hustle means the pole comes down 4 faults. So Nicole was on a competitive time, but now will finish down the order with at least 4 jumping faults. Andre Thiemer just able to use his experience to give himself the clear at this speed. 67.85, so it is faster, but 4 faults is going to put her into 3rd spot at the moment. Nicole Walker into 3rd for Canada, but our 2 clear rounds. Juan Manuel Gallego in 2nd and Andre Thiemer for Germany in the lead. So Charlie Jacobs, Charlie with Flaming Star. Charlie, who's very much here for points. He's just outside the qualification zone on the North American League at the moment, having picked up good points at Bromont for a 2nd place there early in the season. He was top 10 in the World Cup qualifier here at Live Oak last year. And Charlie currently riding CMG Sport Horses Flaming Star, 70-year-old by Fairman. .43.5 or so seconds for Charlie Jacobs Flaming Star there, so he's a little bit down on the clock. But at the moment, we've only had 2 clears out of 5 rounds of jumping, and that stays the same. Charlie's the latest to have had that blue fence down with the water tray under it after the tight turn back from the double. And this line really does require some riding. They can't just barrel down this final line because they have to take a little bit of a turn, especially with the size of the Ocala coming in the North American League fence. It goes down for Charlie Jacobs, though, so it's 8 faults in the jumping, 75.29 on the clock, so that's into 6th. Beat Manley for Switzerland with Grant Road partners Zander, 12-year-old by Cantos. Beat, 2-time Olympian, silver medalist at Sydney, a former FEI World Cup jumping finals winner. Took the title in 2007. He's been top 5 at the finals on 5 other occasions. But it is a good 5-star win early in the week at the Longines Global Champions Tour of Monaco last year. Remember our leader, Andre Thiemer and Conthendrix, jumped the 2nd part of this red, white and green. Oxford 40 seconds, a double. So Bet is a little bit faster, 39 seconds. And we've seen Andre Thiemer's time beaten, but with faults. Might be beaten with faults again because that goes down the Live Oak Ocala on the floor for Bet Manley. So the Live Oak fence down, 4 faults for Beat Manley and Zander. And that's in a time of 68.55, so just that tiny bit slower than Andre Thumer in the final analysis as well. So the time can be beaten. We know if Bayard had kept the foot down right the way around, he might have done it. And this is a lady now who might just overtake Andre Thumer. Marilyn Little for the United States of America with Raylan Farms Corona. Marilyn had 2 in the top 6 in our two-phase competition earlier today, including second place. Marilyn was 3rd in the Grand Prix at the Ocala Nations Cup show last weekend. Spent the last 4 or 5 years developing her career as an eventer, having started as a Grand Prix show jumper. Indeed, to the extent that last year in Toronto, she took the individual gold medal in eventing at the Pan American Games. Just not on a good one there at all. Both parts of the double down, 8 faults. So Marilyn coming towards home, that disappointing 8 faults early on in the first double. Jumps the last in the North American League fence, 8 faults on the clock, 81.41, so okay on the time allowed. So they slot into 8th place at the moment. Chloe Reid, Chloe and Kodarko, 9-year-old by Darko, this Irish sport horse owned and ridden by Chloe Reid for the United States of America. This is a lovely forward stride through that double and holds on to it. Just picks the pace up a little bit for that long sweeping turn back to this line. He's slower than Chloe Reid, though. Back on the ground at 43 seconds. And that'll leave him down the order. 4 faults coming in on that line over in front of the main public galleries. Roll back turn onto the final line for Juan Manuel Gallego for Colombia. So that's 4 faults in 75.53. Juan Manuel Gallego, Hannes van Hetschgeef Castile. So they be classified in 11th position. Going back up the order, we've got Adam Prudhomme and Vasco, the French rider, who won the opening two-phase competition here at Live Oak. Vasco, 14-year-old by Andiamo out of a Clinton mare. Adam certainly went for it in the second phase of the two-phase against the clock. And this looks no different. He's a long way off that wall. The risk he takes standing so far off these is that he's lowering and flattening the arch of the jump. It's a risk he could maybe take with this horse at meter 50, but might not be able to get away with it meter 55, meter 60. But look at that time, 35 seconds as he hits the ground. This puts Chloe Reed's time of 65-63 under a lot of pressure. Just fighting a little bit for adjustment coming into that Longines fence. One more to go, the North American League. Could he be sub 60 seconds? This is very, very strong from the French rider. Adam Prudhomme and Vasco, 60.24 seconds for Vasco. That goes into the lead by over 5 seconds here at Live Oak in this $35,000 Savaro one-round Table A competition. So after 14 have jumped, 7 have jumped clear, and that is the time to beat. Adam Prudhomme with 60.24 seconds. A rider ranked 66th in the world at the moment, Margie Goldstein-Engel. She was a top 10 finisher in the World Cup qualifier at the Wellington Masters. She's a 17-time World Cup finalist, 10-time US Rider of the Year. Had a Grand Prix top 10 at the Longines Global Champions Tour of Miami and at Chantilly in France last year. Margie with Indigo, 16-year-old by Indoctro. So over the Longines fence, coming towards home, it's going to be on a clear. It's not going to challenge Adam Prudhomme's time. Oh, just the very last down, the front rail off the North American League fence in a time of 70.77 seconds for Margie Goldstein-Engel. And that puts her into 10th position.
We move to the team at Double H5. It's an 11-year-old gelding, this horse, Double H Whiskey Royale. Quentin Judge has ridden it literally all over the world. The success at Spruce Meadows. We saw him just a couple of weeks ago down in Wellington as well.
Quentin Judge with Double H Farms, Double H Whiskey Royale now. Wonderful Van Bugelhof, the sire here, and Cannon, the dam sire of this Zangerscheide bred horse. Quentin's currently 7th on the North American League East Coast, 2nd at Sacramento, 4th at Bromont, with points also at Del Mar, Las Vegas, and the Wellington Masters. Jumped very well at the Longines Los Angeles Masters in October. Four faults coming in there at the wall. We just have that absolute side-on angle, but we could hear the block go. Quentin just going out wide as well, having those early problems, knowing he can't be too competitive, with only probably about a third of the field have jumped. 7 of them have already converted those rounds to clears. So I don't think there's going to be too many honours for the fastest 4-faulter here in the Live Oak turf today. Over the last, remember it's 83 seconds the time allowed, 86 seconds, my apologies, so it's 80.97. No real worries about the time, but 4 jumping faults for Quentin Judge and Double H Whiskey Royale. 86 seconds the time allowed. Sorry if I steered you wrong there for a second.
$35,000 in the prize fund here this afternoon. It is a world ranking class, of course, and it is to the USA once again. Michael Hughes, the 12-year-old there by Luxina, USA.
Michael Hughes rides Lux, a 12-year-old mare by Lux out of an Ahorn mare. Lux producing some stunning jumping horses. Michael Hughes, individual young rider, silver medalist in 2014. 5th in the World Cup qualifier at the Hampton Classic in 2014 as well. And last summer was part of the US Nations Cup team at Bratislava. And another one to have the coping off the top of the wall there at fence 3. So very early 4 faults. I'm not even sure if he's aware, because he's still absolutely got the pedal to the metal. .38 seconds as he lands. That rail is down. He'll definitely know that. And now we might see a bit of a change of pace. Another one down, so carrying 12. Over the last for Michael Hughes, it's 12 jumping faults times 68.17 for the young US rider with Luxina.
Andrea Torres comes forward next. It's an 8-year-old gelding called 50 Shades. They represent Colombia, and yes, we're still chasing Evan Prudhomme. 60.24 times a beat.
So 4 faults early in the round for Andrea Torres Cuervo and 50 Shades. So using a lot of the same lines as the two-phase competition run earlier today, but this ranking competition certainly separating them out. And now that it's at its $1.50 level, just 7 have jumped clear so far. Adam Prudhomme with a blistering pace, 60.24 seconds, holds the lead at the moment for France. The last down as well. So bookending the course, an early 4 and a 4 at the very last for a total of 8 for Andrea Torres Cuervo. 8 faults in that time of 74.55, and that goes 15th on the classification.
Represented his country on a number of occasions over the
Aaron Vale for the United States of America now. Aaron with Finu, 10-year-old by For Pleasure. Aaron was the runner-up in the Puissance at the Washington International Horse Show last October. Jumped World Cup at Washington and also at the National Horse Show at Kentucky. And was a class winner at the Furaccia FEI Nations Cup Show in Ocala last week. It's been a wee while since we've had anyone coming to our time check on a clear round. Aaron Vale looks set to be there, but is going to be down on the clock against Adam Prudhomme and Chloe Reid, our top two at the moment. Takes the inside turn, though, landing at 42 seconds. Clear round at the moment. We'll go inside the top 10, but we are still less than halfway through the starting order of this Savara Coolest $35,000 Longines ranking class. Clear and stopping the clock on 71.87, Aaron Vale for the United States of America. And that goes into 7th place, 7th best of our now 8 clear rounds.
Slowly approaching that halfway stage here in the Savara jumper. You have just joined us this afternoon. It is a one-round competition directly against the clock. And we're going to go to Ecuador next. Christina Gansara coming with the 13-year-old gelding Delgado.
Ecuador's Ana Cristina Ganzauer, Delgado van Nierhoff, 20th in the ring in this class. Delgado van Nierhoff, 13-year-old by Nagano. Ana Cristina Ganzauer jumping in North America since 2014. A returning visitor to Live Oak. About 42 seconds as they land over that, but going out on the wider turn. So coming down towards home, it's going to give us another clear round on the board here at Live Oak. Ana Cristina Ganzauer for Ecuador with Delgado van Nierhoff clear in 76.44. 76.44 goes into 8th. Just Juan Manuel Gallego's score behind them of the clears in 9th position on 78.99. Adam Prudhomme for France, the winner of the opening international two-phase, leads the way, clear in 60.24 seconds in this one-round competition. 20 have jumped, and the 21st in the ring is Peter Lutz. Peter for the United States of America with Robin de Pontual. Peter, who's definitely here for points, currently 9th on the East Coast League after a 4th at the American Gold Cup and then a win in the South Point Center in Las Vegas. Las Vegas, in fact, represents his first career international win 4 faults, though, coming in at the wall. That's gone for quite a few in this Savaro Koulis Longines ranking class. So Peter coming down this final line, carrying those 4 faults from the wall at fence 3. So it's 4 faults in 75.01. Our fastest 4 faulter was a 67.85 for Nicole Walker for the United States of America, currently holding 10th place. Peter goes into 15th on that time and score. So Manuel Torres with Cristofolini H for Colombia. Manuel came back here to jump at Live Oak after a 5-year break from the international sport. Took a top 5 finish. Manuel, a 5-time Olympian. So a good solid third of our field of riders here. Probably Olympians at Live Oak. Manuel is clear, but just down on the clock, 41 seconds as he lands. Both Chloe Reid and Adam Prudhomme were faster than that, and then he exacerbates the problem by going out wide. Well, it doesn't give us clear round number 10 either. Manuel jumps the last, but 4 faults coming in on the final line. Having the Great Lakes plank down. 73 seconds exactly for Manuel Torres on the clock, and that takes over the 15th spot, formerly occupied by Peter Lutz. So the returning World Cup qualifier winner from Live Oak, Cian O'Connor, for Ireland, the bronze medalist at the London 2012 Olympics. Cian rides Callisto. Cian rode on the Nations Cup team on the other side of town here last week for Ireland. Probably about Cian's 103rd international cap for Ireland. His 100th was his home show, the Aga Khan Nations Cup in Dublin, when he was part of the winning team for the 3rd time in his career. Just had a bit of 4 faultitis in the 2 phase earlier on. He had 2 very good second phase times, but sadly both being held back from the prize money by a knockdown. This competition the same, table A format, so it is faults and time that are the deciding factor over the single round of jumping. 45 seconds, so Cian's not being competitive against our leaders, Adam Prudhomme, Chloe Reid, holding the top 2 spots. riding this rollback turn now. Keane sets himself up for a decent weekend of jumping with a clear round. 79.09. 79.09 goes into 10th place. It's our 10th best clear round of 10 so far. So Cian O'Connor for Ireland and Callisto will probably finish outside the prizes when the final analysis comes, but they'll be pleased enough with getting a good round clear over Leopoldo's track here on the turf at Live Oak. Cian, leading rider here the last 2 years at Live Oak. So in the ring now and approaching the first, Debbie Stevens with Centennial Farms Condor by Cassini. Debbie, who's jumped top level right across North America, jumped here at Live Oak twice previously, and had a good top 5 finish in the Meter 55 Grand Prix at the Tryon facility in North Carolina last October. 60.24 seconds to beat, set by Adam Prudhomme, the Frenchman who won the opening two-phase international competition. Coming down this final line then, Debbie Stevens. Condor C for the United States of America. It is clear. 81.51 on the clock. It's our 11th clear round and in fact goes into 11th position. So Debbie into 11th. Adam Prudhomme leads for France, 60.24. Chloe Reed second, 65.63. Callan Solom in third, 67.59.
Continuing with our USA athletes, it is Brittany Rafflett who will be next to go. Hilton is the name of the horse representing the USA.
Brittany Raflowitz and Hilton van der Breepoel. They're next in the ring for the United States of America. Individual silver medalist at the 2015 North American Young Rider Championship. So another one of our American young guns jumping here at Live Oak. ESI show jumpers and Martin Huygens, who own Hilton van der Breepoel by Contact van der Heffik. So 11 clear rounds over this $35,000 Longines ranking course so far. This is our 25th round of jumping. So just under a 50% conversion rate at the moment. And to be up there with Adam Prudhomme and Chloe Reed's time, they need to be landing out of this double under 40 seconds. You can see here, Brittany not challenging the leaders, looking for that clear round to start her weekend of jumping in the big classes. This is our biggest so far, meter 50, the first ranking class. We had a meter 42 phase as a bit of an opener to the show earlier this afternoon. So clear round number 12 goes on the board in a time of 76.43. Brittany Raflowitz and Hilton van der Breepoel give us another one for the United States of America. 6 of the 12 currently held by US riders, 6 of the 12 clear rounds. So Kyle Tim in the ring for Canada. Kyle who owns and rides the Cornet Obolensky son Cornet's Gold. He won a Table C, or was top 5 actually, in a Table C speed class at the National Horse Show. Had a meter 50 class win at Tryon last summer, which is handy for him at that North Carolina venue. He's based in Apex, North Carolina. Jumped last week at the Ocala Nations Cup show in the first of the competition to have that second fence down, the Waldron Private Wealth Management at 2. Here you see that wall just at the in-out gate as well. Jumped both directions today, and Leopold has been very clever about where he's positioned that wall in relation to the in-out gate. So with his 4 faults down on the clock as well. Kyle Tim, Cornet's Gold. He dropped the water tray also as well. Very vertical as it is in this round. So on 8 faults, our best 8 faulter is currently in 22nd position. So although we've had less than 50% converting to clears, a lot coming home on 4 faults, but it is 8 faults in 83.09 for Kyle Tim and Cornet's Gold. So that's in 25th spot as things stand out of 26 rounds of jumping. Andrew Coker had some good results just last week on the other side of town here in Ocala at the Nations Cup show. He had a 2nd place and another top 10 finish in the big international classes in the Grand Prix ring at Post Time Farm. Andrew here rides BTS Entertainment and Sales Upi Delis. Upi Delis, a 15-year-old by Andiamo. Got deep into that, gave the front pole a rattle, the black and white striped fence. The Florida flag gate, no problem. This is a good time as well, 38.39 seconds. If he can keep the pressure on, this could go into the top 5. It might not challenge our top 2. Is he tight enough on this rollback turn? Coming to the Great Lakes planks. 62.4 is Adam Prudhon's time. He's not going to beat that. But this could be good enough for 3rd. No, that'll leave him right down the order now. The very last down for Andrew Coker at Upi Delis means it's 65.65 on the clock, which would have gone into 3rd place. But with 4 jumping faults, it is 12th now for the US rider. Kyle Dewar with Gomez van der Withoeven. Canadian rider with the Belgian warm blood by Enrique van der Withoeven. Again, bringing forward a very early 4 faults in his round of jumping. Carl Deur and Gomez van der Withoeven. And they're very steady on the clock as well. Remember, they want to be jumping and landing over the B element of that double under 40 seconds, so he's about 8 or 9 seconds off the pace of our leader, Adam Prudhomme for France. So coming home on 8 jumping faults over the last in a time of 81.28. So, Sian Wardley, New Zealand Olympian, second in the Central Park Horse Show Grand Prix last September, member of the Nations Cup team for New Zealand last week here in Ocala. Sian riding Contender, or Casper by Contender out of a Balabeda Roue mare. So Sian, clear so far, but again, steady on the clock. His Nations Cup horse just took a little bit of an exception to the arena last week in Ocala. Leaving the Kiwis with a lot to do in that opening leg of the Furicia FEI Nations Cup here in North America. But a clean round on the sheet here. 76.50 for the Kiwi rider. 76.50. Sian Wardley and Casper with a clear for New Zealand. Goes into 10th at the moment. Gives us 12 clear rounds to date. Leslie Berhouwerd with Gentile van Spijveld, heartbreaker horse out of the Belgian Warm Blood stud book for the United States of America. '86 winner of the FEI World Cup jumping finals, a 19-time World Cup finalist. Jumped well at the World Cup show at the Royal in Toronto last autumn. Was just outside the top 10 in the World Cup qualifier at the National Horse Show in Kentucky. They're just looking for that steady clear at the beginning of their weekend of show jumping here in Central Florida. Leslie Burr-Howard coming down the final line. 60.24 seconds is our leading time. She's going to be just over 80 seconds, 80.53 for Leslie. Gentile van Spijveld and Leslie Burr-Howard for the United States of America going into 13th position of our 13 clears. Maggie McAlary, Double H, Siska van Uveris. This horse, a 14-year-old mare by Solano, owned by Double H Farm. It's a former Edwina Tops Alexander ride. Maggie, with the horse going the other direction as well as the former rider of Ornalaya. That's now jumping very well with John Whitaker. Maggie's had good results at Spruce all last summer. Top 5 in the Grand Prix at the Hampton Classic as well. And had a top 3 finish in one of the classes at the Wellington Masters World Cup show earlier this month. Just mid-40s on the clock coming out of that double, so again, this isn't one that's going to challenge the leaders, but might be another one starting their weekend in the big classes with a clear round. But nothing's over till it's over. We've seen both of these jumps on the final line go down, Great Lakes Planks and the North American League. And the North American League fence is down. Maggie McAlary on 4 faults in 78.44. Michael Hughes back with us. Michael this time riding Drumlin Cross Farms Tanaka. Tanaka, a 9-year-old by Calvaro. Michael had a tough time with his first horse. 3 down, including that wall at the 3rd. Now, this is not only clear, but it's competitive against the clock. 38 seconds as he lands. Michael Hughes is right in touch with Chloe Reid in second and potentially with Adam Prudhomme in the lead. But now he has 4 faults. The instant somebody starts to challenge those two, the wheels fall off. So it's 4 faults coming in at the blue vertical with the water tray underneath. If he's the fastest 4 faulter, he'd go into 14th position behind our 13 clears. But it's 8 faults now, and that'll leave him right down the order, 65.45. That time would have put him into second place if he'd been clear. Michael and Tanaka, though, with those 8 faults, right down the order, 26th position as things stand. Well, joining Andrew Thieme, riding here under the German flag at Live Oak, is Christian Heineken. He's 11th on the East Coast North American League after a 3rd at Del Mar, 7th at Thermal just a fortnight ago. Also jumped at Las Vegas, Valdebravo, and at the Wellington Masters. Christian's a former winner of the World Cup qualifier at Burbank, California, and twice a winner of the Grand Prix at Omaha. Omaha, of course, in Nebraska, playing host to the Longines FEI World Cup jumping finals in 2017. Alongside his World Cup campaign at Thermal a fortnight ago out on the West Coast, he had 2 winners there. Christian Heineken in this class riding A.J.E. Clooney. Clooney by cash and carry. Not bad on the time, but the first part of that double down giving him the 4 faults. That'll keep him outside the top 10. Now make that 8 faults.
Yeah.
68.23, not a bad time at all. With a clear, that would have gone into 5th position, and of course had the opportunity to go faster because they had their problems just about halfway around the course and for sure would have changed into a lower gear. But 8 faults in 68.23, putting them in 27th position. So Adam Prudhomme is our long-time leader, clear in 60.24. Chloe Reed in 2nd for the US. Callan Solom in 3rd for the US. Andre Thieme in 4th for Germany. Lily Keenan in 5th for the US. A dozen more to jump, and Anna Christina Ganzauer is the first of those 12. Hill Street by High Roller is the ride here. Anna Christina jumping in North America for the last couple of years. Makes a return to Live Oak. See that top coping off the wall for 4 faults. Jumping the other direction away from the in-out gate, and of course at meter 40 level. I think it only fell once in the 39 or so rounds of jumping we had in the 2 phase. It has been a regular faller, interestingly, at meter 50 level going towards the in-out gate in this Longines ranking class. And this is not a bad time, 41-42 seconds getting there for Anna Christina. So our fastest 4-faulter is Andrew Coker in 65.65, so won't take over that mantle. Anna Christina Ganzauer and Hill Street down the final line with 4 faults in 72.67. So inside the top 20 by the merest margin at the moment, 19th position for Anna Christina Ganzauer and Hill Street for Ecuador. The Dominican Republic sending us Manuel Antonio Fernandez Hache with Al Calypso. Al Calypso, 14-year-old by Ascari. Manuel Fernandez jumped here in 2013 and last year. Stepped up, he was a 2013 Bolivarian Games competitor, a 2014 Central American and Caribbean Games competitor, and then last summer, Pan American Games. Seriously be hoping to take one of the regional qualification spots to move that up 1 year later to the next big challenge, the Olympic Games in Rio. Just a young rider, won a young rider class at the Winter Equestrian Festival earlier on this season. So not the fastest, but still clear, and clears could be very valuable today. We have 13 so far, and only about 10 left to jump. So it's clear in 72.59. Manuel Fernandez goes into 19th position. Sorry, four faults in 72.59, hence the 19th position. One of our riders ranked within the world's top 100, ranked 75th at the moment on the Longines FEI World Rider Ranking. Samuel Parro for Chile, with Atlantis. London Olympian, 3 times a Pan American Games competitor, including last summer in Toronto. Samuel was the winner of the Sacramento International and the Royal West in Calgary, but has the very first fence down. So won't be taking the win here. Samuel, his 40 points off those wins in Sacramento and the Calgary World Cup show, giving him 40 points, 8th place on the East Coast League. Samuel, another taking the Ocala swing in the middle of the spring season, jumping at the Nations Cup show the other side of town last weekend, and here making a return to Live Oak, jumped here last year.
While
79.48 on the clock, but the very first down, 4 faults for Samuel Parro, means it's 26th position for the Chilean Olympian. Back in the ring is Brittany Raflovitz for the United States of America, with her own and ESI show jumpers Hope van der Zorgvliet. High charcoal blue ahead of a Darko mare. Remember, Adam Prudhomme is our leader for France, 60.24 seconds, and one of just 13 clear rounds. Horse not making things easy, but staying clear at the moment. Steady enough, 45 seconds at our time check, and then going out on the wider turn back to the water tray vertical. Difficult jump there, could have made the internal distance a problem for them, but they get away with it over the Live Oak Ox, so they roll back now to the final line. So Brittany Raflovitz is clear, 78.63. So that goes 11th at the moment for Brittany. Emily Short. Emily last jumped here in 2014, is in the ring now for the United States of America with the grey by La Poco Coco. Emily was over in Europe jumping last summer and has been competing this spring down in Wellington at the Winter Equestrian Festival. So fifth place is on 69.43, the leader on 60.24 seconds. There's quite a big margin there. We could easily see some changes to the top five as we come towards the end of this class. 42 seconds landing out of the double and going the long way around to the next. Emily Short and Coco not looking to challenge the very leaders, but like many, hoping to get that all-important first clear round of the weekend. Get the measure of the surface, the measure of the courses being placed by Leopoldo. The last fence down, sadly, in 74.47 for Emily Short and Coco. So that's 24th position for them. How different it might have been with 74.47. They would have gone 8th with a clear round. Andrew Coker, Grand Prix winner at Tryon last October. Had some good results in Ocala last week on the other side of town at the post-time farm venue. Andrew riding Le Conte, a 15-year-old by Lancer. Again, just going steadily, looking for this clear round. Andrew Coco, Le Conte. Shouldn't be challenging our top five. Lily Keenan in fifth, Andre Thieme in fourth, Callan Solom in third, Chloe Reid second, Adam Prudhomme, winner of the opening international class here at Live Oak, might yet take 2 wins in the day. .76.07 and clear all the way for Andrew. That slots into 8th place for the US rider. Andrew with 1 on 4 faults, 1 now on a clear in 76.07. In the money in 8th place as things stand. Well, very much in the money with first ride is Chloe Reid. Chloe currently holding 2nd place with a very fast time of 65.63. Chloe is back with us this time riding Athena, 11-year-old by Gentleman. Chloe had 2 top 10 finishes here at Live Oak last year. Was part of the gold medal winning team at the Young Riders at the Kentucky Horse Park in 2014. And comes here in great form as well. They were 11th in a 5-star Grand Prix at Wellington a fortnight ago, and they would have been better. They just missed out on the jump off. Oh, by 1 time fault in the first round, but a mile off the second part of that double, and it is a parting of the way, so that will be elimination for Chloe. But both straight back up on their feet. The horse looks to be walking away pretty sound as well, so that at least is good to see. But Chloe, pretty unlikely to finish outside the top 5 with her first ride now. Kodarko, but unfortunately elimination with second ride, Athena. Five more to jump today, and the first of those 5 should be a man ranked just outside the world's top 50, Cian O'Connor, with Crespo PKZ, Icon Obolensky. So Cian currently with a clear round with his first horse, 14th position on 79.09 with Callisto. Cian's back in the ring with Crespo PKZ. It's the one rider here for Ireland this weekend, and that is Cian, last year's World Cup qualifier winner here and leading rider at this show the last 2 years in a row. Cian was just outside the top 5 in the Longines FEI World Cup jumping qualifier at the London International Horse Show at Olympia just before Christmas. And rode on the Irish Nations Cup team here in Ocala last week. .39 seconds, this isn't a bad time, but he goes out wide on the turn. So Cian and Crespo looking set to secure themselves a lower order position. And now it'll be much lower down, because 4 faults is going to leave you, you can't possibly finish higher than 16th as things stand, with 4 more to come in the competition as well. Cian's just having a little bit of 4 faults-itis today. He had 2 horses in the 2 phase, both with 4 faults. Callisto gives him his first clear of the day earlier on, but this time it's 4 faults in 71.78, and it goes 20th at the moment. For Japan, Ryoma Hirota. Ryoma with Nick of Time by Wirigula Nicholas. Graham, who jumped at the Nations Cup show here in Ocala last week. Sydney Olympian for Japan, and 3 times an FEI World Cup jumping finalist. Rode also at the Asian Games in Doha in 2006. Steady enough round so far, 44 seconds as he lands out of the double. Unfortunately, that live oak fence coming down. It's been pretty busy today. Ryoma had good results at Japanese World Cup show last summer. 4 faults here, 77, 83. Kyle Tim and Kalida in the ring for Canada. Apex Equestrian Centre's Kalida by converter. Kyle, another one out last week at the Nations Cup show here in Ocala. His local venue to his base in Apex, North Carolina is Tryon. He jumped there a lot last summer, had a meter 50 class win. .39.40 seconds coming up on the clock, takes the tight inside turn. Kyle could be looking at a top 5, maybe even top 3 here if he can stay clear and keep the pace. We'll start to see some changes to the leaderboard as we come into the dying moments of the starting list in this $35,000 Savaro Coolers Table A, a one-round competition. One more to go. We've seen this last fall plenty of times. They need to ride it with respect. He does so. It's clear. It's 68.65, and it goes into 5th place for the Canadian rider Kyle Tim. Another of our Olympians here at Live Oak, Sian Wardley and Zabel D for New Zealand. Runner-up in the big Grand Prix at the Central Park Horse Show last September. Member of the Nations Cup team last week here in Ocala. Very unusual. We've seen plenty of problems with that wall, but the first refusal, Sian Wardley and Zabel D just putting in a disobedience for 4 faults. They come around for the second and final time of asking. But it means now that it's between France and the United States of America for the win, with Katie Dynan still due in the ring with Dougie Douglas in just a moment's time as our last to go. So 86 seconds the time allowed, so Sian is going to run up against that, start picking up time penalties as well at the rate of 1 for every commenced period of 4 seconds over the time allowed of 86. Second problem on course, a pole down, putting him on 8 jumping faults, and now time starting to play its role in the faults coming up on your screen for the New Zealand Olympian. Based in the winter out of Wellington, Florida. Otherwise with Ashland up in Kentucky, just next door to the horse park. Total of 13 faults for Sian Wardley and Zabel D. That time 104.42.
grinding. He is a horse that's done so much in his career with Podium and work in great ways.
So Katie Dinan with new ride for her, Dougie Douglas, this former British Nations Cup horse ridden by Holly Gillett. Katie's a three-time World Cup qualifier winner in her career. Part of the winning Nations Cup team at Dublin 2 years ago. 2011 North American Young Rider gold medalist. 7th in the World Cup qualifier at the Wellington Masters this season. And with Grant Road partners, Dougie Douglas, 11-year-old Irish horse by RVDL Douglas. She is chasing down a time of 60.24 seconds. Well, just going out wide there early on. I know that after the problems, a lot will want to be treating this wall with respect, but it's going to possibly cost them the opportunity to really challenge Adam Prudhomme on the clock. Again, a relatively new relationship. Very good rider, very good horse, but it just does take a little bit of time to gel. They've been jumping well down in Wellington, no doubt about it. But the time to push the envelope of their relationship may well be Sunday afternoon here at Live Oak rather than Friday afternoon. .49 seconds touching the ground and going out wide on the turn. Adam Prudhomme is 99.9% for sure your winner. This Longines fence, plank slow down, just drawing the horse's eye into the base of the fence. And on the final line, this is going to be a very nice clear round for Dougie Douglas and Katie Dinan, making them a real threat here on Sunday afternoon. 84.97 on the clock. So 17th position. Katie just turning in the steadiest clear round there, 17th of 17 clears. But Adam Prudhomme takes the win for France. Chloe Reed in second for the United States of America. Callan Solom in third. Andre Thima in fourth. Kyle Tim for Canada fifth. Lily Keenan then in sixth with Super Socks. An occasional ride for Keane O'Connor. Wayfarer and Peter Leone in seventh, and Aaron Vale and Finu in eighth. Confirmation of those results coming up on your screen. And we go down to Leslie Burr-Howard there in 16th with a clear. And then the 17th best clear was Katie Dinan and Dougie Douglas just leaving the ring at the moment. And we see them there on the results board. Fastest four falter was Andrew Coker in 65.65. And plenty of Olympians on there as well as we go down the order. 45 jumped in the first round, in the first and only round of the Savaro Coolers $35,000 meter 50 Longines ranking class. And that's our last international class today. We'll be back with more international jumping from this Longines FEI World Cup Jumping North American League show tomorrow afternoon from Live Oak here in Central Florida. Do look forward to talking to you then. But for the moment, from all of us here at Live Oak, it's goodbye for now.
Ladies and gentlemen, we turn our attention up towards the engage and we welcome for the second time today your winner for France, Adam Prudhomme. Let's go. Well, congratulations to each and every one of our athletes. But it is for France, Adam Prudhomme, who takes yet another win here at the 2016 edition of Live Oak International. A huge thank you to the team at Savaro Coolers. Their coolers are literally the best in the world, and there's a few of them here. If you get a chance, have a look. But for now, we're going to step over and congratulate our winner for France, Adam Prudhomme and Vasco. And then we move down the line and into second. It takes us to the United States of America. And Chloe Reed, Codarco, takes seconds. The USA very well represented here this afternoon, and we continue with their representatives as we head into third for Kellen Solom and VDL Wizard taking third place. Progressing down our line, and we move into fourth place. That takes us to Germany, to Andre Thieme and Confendrix taking fourth place. Then it's into fifth for Canada, Kyle Tim, Kalida. We head then into sixth. Lily Keenan and the wonderful Super Socks for the USA takes sixth place. Into seventh, once again it's the USA. Peter Leon Wayfarer takes seventh. And it is Aaron Vale in eighth place, Fanu for the USA. Moving into ninth, Andrew Coker, LeConte for the USA. Brittany Ralph-Letts finishing in 10th for the USA. Anna Gonçalves of Ecuador finishes in 11th. And then it is Sharn Wardley for New Zealand, finishing in 12th. So our thanks there to Chester Webber and Juliet Reed coming forward on behalf of the Tisbo family and Savaro Coolers, our wonderful sponsors here at Live Oak International as they celebrate 25 years of excellence. And as we get ready to congratulate our winner, we ask that you please do join with us as we face our video board and salute your winner with the national anthem for France, Adam Prudhomme, Vasco. Well, what a great start to his campaign here at Live Oak International. Not one, but two wins here on this stage this afternoon. And one final duty to perform. Ladies and gentlemen, please join us and congratulate your winner for France. It's Adam Prudhomme, Vasco. Well, a name we'll be looking out for over the next few days. There's Adam Prudhomme, your winner for France with Vasco. Chloe Reid takes second. It's third for Callan Solom. Andre Thiem in fourth with Kyle Tim in fifth. Lily Keenan takes sixth. Peter Leon in seventh. It is Aaron Vale in eighth. Andrew Coker in ninth. With Brittany Ralpholitz taking the 10th. Anna Gansara in 11th. And Sharn Wardley in 12th. Well, that concludes the international show jumping here at Live Oak International, but we have so much to look forward to over the weekend. World-class jumping, world-class driving, and don't forget as well, the Budweiser Clydesdales are with us, and they will be appearing on this stage as the weekend continues. But from here, from all the team, do have a very, very good evening, and we'll see you back here bright and early tomorrow morning.
Entire family and the team at Live Oak, we'd like to welcome you to the 2016 25th edition of the Live Oak International. It is not without the support of our many sponsors that we are able to produce this tournament committed to horse sport at its highest level. Come join us at Adena Golf and Country Club.